And Mave Mamcho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashastrani Andriyani Prakriti Stani Karshiti. Krishna says in Gita in 15th chapter verse 7, he says that the living entities are my parts and parcels. Amsh, Mamamsh, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Eternal parts and parcels. So we're also a manifestation of Vishnu or Krishna. We're part and parcel. But we're unique individuals with our own very minute portion of Chit Shakti. Anangamandri is identified, it says in Gaurganadesh Deepika, because when we're speaking about Tattva, then we should quote Shastra. If we're speaking about Ras, we may give our own subjective viewpoint, but even then it should not be Rasavas. If we're speaking Siddhanta, it should not be Siddhanta Virud. There's two criterion for Harikatha, for books that someone may write, some new person, not counting the acharyas and mahajans like six Goswamis, but you or I or some contemporary guru or acharya or some mission or spiritual mission in 1800s or 1900s, contemporary, new acharyas, not the six Goswamis, and Baladev or Vidyabhushan or Vishwanath, Narottam. So then we have to see, are their writings, what they're writing or what they're speaking has to pass two measurements, two criterion. It should not be rasabas, it should not be against the rasa tattva, or an improper mixture of mellows, or improper mixture of mukhi rasas or gona rasas. There's 5 main rasas and 7 secondary rasas. So you have to understand the science and the tattva before you write shastra. And if you write Shastra without understanding the proper tattvas and the proper Siddhanta, then your Shastra becomes Siddhanta Virud. The word Virud means against Shastra. Like we say Virud party. Is it right? Virud. Virud or Virud? Virud. Virud. R or U? Ro. Virud. Because in Sanskrit they say U sometimes. So Virud means against me. So if I have enemies, they're my Virod party. So Shastra Virud means against the Shastra, the Siddhanta. And the Siddhanta is established by the Shiksha Gurus for the entire Gaudiya Sampradaya. Those are the 6 Goswamis. Sri Rup Sri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, H.I. Gosai Kori Chananan Vandan, Yahoite Bignanash Abhishtaparan. The dust, the Raj, the Charna Renu, the Charna Raj from the 6 Goswamis, they will fulfill our desires. Charna Renu, Charna Raj, Abhishta Paran. Paran means completion, fulfillment, satisfaction. And Abhilash means desire, ambition, or goal. So when anyone speaks, sometimes someone writes a book. The person may be a very famous person for one particular ability. And then they write a book. But the book may be Siddhanta Virud or Rasavas. And we've seen many examples of that in the last 10 years in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. And those that aren't trained or those that aren't knowledgeable will not be able to perceive it. But those that know will offer respects and keep a safe distance. So these are the measuring sticks. So the Anangamandri is explained by Kavi Karnapur. He said, Nityananda in Krishna Lila, Nityananda has 2 different forms, not manifestations, just 2 other sarups, 2 other forms. One form is his form in Vatsalya Bhav and Sakya Bhav. That is Dauji, Balaram. He's called a Mishra. It's a Mishra. It's a mixture of Vatsalya, parental mood, and Sakya, friendship. He's like a friend for his younger brother, but he's also a protector. And in the morning, when Yashoda is kissing Krishna goodbye and smothering him with kisses and embraces, and then says goodbye 10 times, 15 times, and Govinda Lilamrita, Krishna's left the house, and he's trying to go into the forest, and they follow him into the forest, and he says, please don't follow me. And they say, okay. And he walks 10 feet, and then they run after behind him. So he says goodbye about 10 times before they finally let him go. And then Yashoda and Nanda faint on the ground, and all the gopis faint on the ground. Everyone faints. And the separation from Krishna. Govinda Virahena me. Yugayatam nameshena chakshusha pravashayatam shunyayatam jagat sarvam Govinda Virahena me. So they're crying in separation from Govinda. So so before Krishna goes out for Gocharan Leela, and Yashoda says, oh, listen Gobhata, oh, listen Manibhadra. These are older coward boys. You stay on either side. Hey Vijay. Vijay is like Kshatriya type. He knows he knows lati, stick fighting, and he knows how to throw stones and knock things off, and stick fighting. And so he's like a Kshatriya type, Vijay. And so he says, hey Vijay, and they're older than age than Krishna. So hey Vijay, go bhata Balabhadra. No, Manibhadra. He says, and Balabhadra, hey Dao, you stay on either side of Krishna and protect him from any rakshas or any demons. Yes, Ma. So Yashoda is asking Balaram, please look after your brother and protect him like a father and mother protect their child. This is Vatsalya Bhav, Vatsalya Ras. But then when they're wrestling, and okay, Balaram, you're on that side, I'm on this side, and they start wrestling. It's two teams to the other. They get a long rope, and there's sometimes the Yamuna is very, very wide and wandering like this. It's a meandering river. It's ancient, old river, so it's going like this, like that. And some places it comes in very narrow, not very wide. So they throw like a 100-meter rope. And Balaram's on that side with some coward boys, and Krishna's on this side. And Krishna's team against Balaram's team. And they're holding onto the rope. And the rope's going across the Yamuna. And they go, and then Balaram's, and they're going back and forth. And whoever gets pulled in, then they have to. The penalty is whoever loses has to climb all the mango trees and pick all the ripe mangoes off and offer them to the winner. So they're pulling back and forth like this. So then one time Balaram and his team, come on, let's go. No, Krishna. They all go tumbling into that Yamuna, and Balaram and all the boys say, Balaram, and they all lean back in the trees like this. Okay, where's the mangoes, man? So Krishna, come on, boys, let's go get the mangoes. So then they have to climb the trees and get the mangoes, and some boys go up the top and they pick, and then Krishna doesn't climb, he's too lazy, He says, you guys climb, I'll catch. Just like Krishna, you could expect that, You guys are big monkeys, you climb the trees. So they climb high in the mango branches, and they get the arm, and then Krishna says, he has his shutter, he goes, throw it, man. So Krishna's too lazy, he goes, okay, I got it. He doesn't do anything, he just goes like that, and it hits his, he holds his shutter out, his yellow shutter, and he goes, okay, got it, then he takes one off, all he does is go like this, okay, next, so they don't smash up, So then they go back, and they hold Krishna's shutter, and one boy, here Balaram, here Manibhadra, here Gopal. So this is Sakyaras. So Balaram, that's it, he has that identity. And then Kavi Karnapur says, and in Madhurya Ras, in a whole another Ras, in a whole another form, another Swarup, in his Shakti Swarup, in his Ladani Shakti Swarup, Ladani, in his Balaram Swarup, then he's Samvit, and what is it? Sandini. He's Sandini and Samvit Shakti. All Shaktis are there, but more that. Then his Ladani expansion is in Angamanjari.